What's up guys, it's Drac, and this just arrived from the mothership, so super excited to get this in, honestly, because it's so expensive I probably would not have purchased it from GameStop on my own. It is a GameStop exclusive. I believe the retail on this is going to be 120 bucks, and this is the special edition dual pack. Of note, if you just care about the blaster and you don't care about the special edition mask and what have you, and you just want that sweet, sweet ball blast and goodness, you can get an extra REAPER shotgun. Plus you're going to need one because, as we know, REAPER never reloads. So once you're done with these 8 shots, you just have to garbage these things and buy another one, right? But this is a single pack. I assume it's going to be far more reasonably priced than the special edition. But since we have the special edition, that is what we are going to unbox, and that is how we are going to get you guys the honest review. So looking at the packaging here, we've got REAPER White Edition, and we talked about this a little bit in our speculation video, but obviously Hasbro is smart enough not to make some black wood furniture handheld shotguns and send kids out into the wild with a mask and shotguns. Like, hopefully your average North American law enforcement is well aware of toy trends or what have you, and is at least moderately familiar with Overwatch and won't think this is a crazy setup. But we do have a full face mask here, which I'm very interested if it has actual eye prop built into it or not. It definitely has like mouth protection, I guess, in the form of this mesh up front, and then you get 2 of the shotguns. But what I was going to speak on is that they are White Edition, or white being W-I-G-H-T, but it could also be W-H-I-T-E, because they are white. It's, I think, one of the skins. It's like not the Christmas skin or anything. I don't know. I just use the Dracula skin. If you're not familiar with it. Okay, so it's really cool. Anyway, let's get into this box and figure out what's inside. Before we do, on the back, there's some super edgelordy text here. We have, "I am the Reaper." The Reaper is a mercenary who has fought in many, I mean, it's his backstory. So, we have adjustable elastic straps for the mask, replica mask, and 2 shotguns. I think that the mask is a much cooler include than the die-cast badge in McCree's thing, but you are paying an ultra next level premium. My guess, and I do not know what SRP on it is, but my guess is that the single pack is going to be $40. So if you extrapolate that, that's 40, 40, and 40, which means that Hasbro values the mask at the same price as the blaster, which is intense. So let's go ahead, take this out. So we've got some pretty neat hexagonal packaging, sticker that I will actually use, assuming this is actually a sticker and not just the instruction booklet. Oh man, it does appear to just be the instructions. Oh well. So lots of Blizzard flavor in there. And then let's pull this out, because if we don't pull it out soon, everything's gonna fall off my bar stool here, and that would be bad. Alright, so in true Hasbro fashion, it comes with enough ammo to load it exactly once. And here we have Overwatch Special Edition Rival Rounds. Unlike darts, where I felt like people were super duper in to the like special darts, like I know even myself, I save the Spidey darts and the Star Wars darts because they're kind of cool and translucent. I don't think that people necessarily care about the special edition rival rounds, especially since they're so expensive. I'm not even 100% sure if these are going to be available in some sort of special edition reload pack, whereas the Star Wars darts were, but these seem pretty interesting. They've got the Overwatch logo on them on one side and then Rival on the other side. There's no good guy, bad guy indicator between the, like say, Diva Blaster and this one. They're just color coordinated to the blasters. So we've got pretty gnarly handle here, relatively decent trigger pull. This primes back like this, forward like this, and fires. It's got some power to it. We've got the traditional D-Jam switch here, as well as a trigger lock, because for some reason all the Rival blasters need safeties. And the paint on it is like very light, but it looks like it's like battle worn. So I'm assuming that this is skin accurate. I'm also assuming that this is just decaling. It's not an actual Rival attachment, as it has no indents in it. But essentially what we're looking at here is a giant oversized Chronos mechanism where it's going to hold in an interior tube 8 Rival rounds. And to do that, we're going to access it through a door. Again, no jam door. If the mercury is any indicator, Hasbro's moving away from covering these doors. I don't know if that means that they've just accepted that if you have your finger in here and you close it like this, you're just gonna lose a digit. But anyway, that is where they're at right now. So it does make loading a lot easier, especially since we were modding to delete these a whole bunch. But these, like I said, hold 8 shots, which makes us very game accurate, except I think that for Reaper, it's 8 shots total and each shotgun holds 4. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate the extra capacity, but not 100%. So, all right, so unlike the Chronos where you can just slam this home, maybe I can pull it off. Okay, you can. It's just very painful because this digs into your sternum, but you can close it like so, and then it is entirely manually operated. These are semi-automatic. You have to actuate them each time, but pretty cool. The comfort here leaves a little bit to be desired, so you want to put your trigger finger in the well. It's much roomier than the McCree pistol is. You guys can see here, I can only fit up to my second joint in there. This one I can fit all the way through. I don't love that like this is how we're measuring whether or not it's a comfortable trigger well, but I mean, what can you do? Anyway, the handle is the place that I'm finding a gripe right now, so my middle finger has to choke up into this divot here, and since this is like very much a fencing grip of sorts, I mean, I guess in the game, Reaper's just so strong and so ephemerally tough and BA that he doesn't have to worry about this, or maybe he's hoping that the recoil of handheld 12 gauges, like that mitigates some of it. But anyway, it's not particularly comfortable, but neither is the McCree pistol. Like, they're oversized video game replicas. We've got some translucent plastic in here, which is nice. I'm sure that somebody at some point will do a dedicated prop build of one of these. It might be me. I already built Reaper shotguns, so this still feels very like, it's drenched all in, it's got this like translucent plastic up here. I'm sure that prop makers, cosplayers, maybe even myself, if I decide to remake my Reaper shotguns, and like, don't get me wrong, this is way better than that crossfire bow nonsense I was doing. These would be cool to like have light shining through. I'm sure performance is, I'm assuming very standard rival performance. I'm not gonna bother putting this one over the chronograph because it just seems largely unnecessary. I can tell you, bouncing off my sound foam in here, that we're getting 3 good bounces, and firing it downrange, like, it will be getting standard rival performance. Now, it probably has a decent sized plunger tube inside because I don't see why it wouldn't. It doesn't suffer from the same space requirements as the Chronos, so modification potential for this is high if it weren't for just how incredibly awkward this back pull sled is. It's just like, it's infinitely turbo better than the McCree's weird front push thing. Like, this is very reminiscent of like keyring mods that we used to do for like the old Night Finder, and some of you might still remember Night Finders. Some of you might even remember old keyring mods, but the handle on the Night Finder was significantly more comfortable than this, just because of like, you could see my finger is trying to find purchase in here and it just isn't happening. Maybe if I grip here, and no, that's way more awkward because now it wants to fall forward, but that's kind of a review of the shotguns. I mean, this is a far better purchase than the McCree pistol if valued at the same $40 margin for the single pack. We kind of have to move on to the mask now. Back when I made my mask, I think I had an $80 resin cast, and then I probably put a few hours of labor into painting and sanding and finishing it. This looks like a pretty video game accurate exact replica. And then, okay, that's nice. So on the inside here, you can see there's rubber to fit to your face, a 3-point harness here with elastic to make sure that it actually contours to your head and locks into that atlas in your back, very similar to a paintball mask. And then the rubberized stuff here sets the mask over your face, and then there are, in fact, definitely not like regulated safety glasses, but I'm sure stock rival rounds would bounce right off of these. So let's go ahead and put it on, edgelord it up. Can't wait to wear this to Christmas dinner. So I'm sure that the audio sounds a little bit funny, but again, it's only lightly muffled because of this mesh. As far as how protected you are in this, let's point blank ourselves. That seems smart, right? So we're not going to shoot ourselves in the eye. And it definitely is like a little bit of a shock, but it's solid rival protection. Like, it's very on par with the rival face masks, and I'm sure it's like exactly 1-to-1 accurate, whereas my resin cast is just as close as we could possibly get. But it's cool. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, that cast was $70 or $80 back in the day, and so like this is a far more affordable option that gets you everywhere you need to go, and you don't even have to worry about the funky elastic on the back. Like, it's slightly adjustable here, and the rubberized eye protection is actually quite comfortable. You don't need to wear a Zentai hood either because this has some tinting on it. It's like sunglasses lenses, but like really cheap dollar store sunglasses lenses. Overall, this is an awesome option, and if you're gonna do a full Reaper costume, the back of your head is covered by the hood, so this is really, really cool. I mean, of course, if you're doing a special Reaper costume, I guess you don't care what the back looks like. So overall, and it's not just because like I main Reaper and I like Reaper way more than McCree, I do main both of them. It's very interesting that two of my primary heroes are in the first batch of blasters coming out, but I really like this set. I think, like, I tore the McCree blaster up because it's a really bad revolver, because it's not, it's a Jolt. But these are solid. Like, these are 8-shot pistols, essentially, that are cosplay accurate. The mask is, like, good value. And that's where I gain a lot of respect for this set in particular, is that, like, the mask is super duper good value, and I think that these are very much collectors slash cosplayer blasters in the first place. Like, Nerf enthusiasts have way better options at 40 United States dollars than buying Reaper shotguns. Like, the rival league out in Texas will still test these, I'm sure, and somebody will primary them, but I think that like a good old-fashioned Artemis, or in particular the Hades, is a significantly better option than the Reaper shotgun for somebody in this price point who wants a rival Springer with multiple follow-up shots. So I think the Reaper shotguns are going to be purchased predominantly by Reaper fans, and at that price they're very fair and they get decent performance, so we might even convert some of those gamers into Nerfers. Plus, as opposed to the diecast badge and the gimmicks that are all over this McCree blaster, this is pretty to-the-point prop accurate, and then the mask is actually great value. Like, if you are building a Reaper costume, you could legitimately just take this set and use it as your blasters and your mask prop, and if you've ever cosplayed seriously, getting both of your blasters and your mask is accurate and well made as these are, as solid and like completely like convention safe as these are, is a really, really good deal, even at full SRP of $120. So I think that this set is sweet. Let me know in the comment section below, like, am I a hypocrite? Am I a Reaper fanboy? I don't know, but I think that this set is actually quite good. I love that there's an option to buy it without all the nonsense. I wish that there was an option to buy the McCree pistol at like $20 without the diecast badge, but we know that the diecast badge was like a 80-cent include in that. Whereas like the mask was also probably pretty cheap, but it's the kind of thing that would be much, much, much harder to replicate. So thank you guys very much for watching. That is my review of the Reaper shotguns. And I will do the Diva pistol next. So you'll see the Diva pistol Wednesday, and then another Top 5 Friday coming up soon. I should be streaming tonight if this one's going up when I want it to, which is Christmas Eve, and so I will be streaming tonight if you want to hang out on Twitch. I've become a variety streamer randomly, so we cleared Hades, and now we're on a new game called Grease, and we are also still very close to laddering in MTG Arena. No matter what you celebrate, I know 'tis the season. It is Christmas Eve in the States as of the launch of this video, so a sincere and warmest holiday greetings to you guys, whatever your orientation may be. As always though, much love, Nerf on, Drac out.